Ich bin Ose Jenson.
I'm Ose Jenson. I'm 55 years old and I live in the small and peaceful village of Löwenstedt in Nordfriesland in Schleswig-Holstein. We have a farm and I work partly as a farmer and as a teacher in a technical college.
Ose and her family also live by growing animal feed for other farmers and on renewable energy. They've installed solar panels on their roof. Together with other farmers, they run a biogas plant. And they've also invested in a citizen wind park, meaning they make a profit out of the state funding for renewable energy. I get the impression that the energy transition sector is good for rural areas, where the demographics change, where young people leave. It seems like the energy transition sector is helping rural areas to prosper. Is that true?
Absolutely. Energy transition is a very big driver of job creation here on the West Coast. Of course, there are some risks. One wind farm has just stopped production, and that does cause problems. But overall, energy transition means increased income for rural areas, and it creates jobs. It also creates innovative development, innovative thinking.
What can a future government do better to make the energy transition sector even more efficient and better for everyone?
The first thing to do is to take care of how and where the electricity is used. There is no efficient power line to get the electricity to where it's needed.
Is it possible to use the energy that you generate from your sources right here, in the village, for example?
That's another problem. There's only limited use of the electricity directly where it's produced. I'm sure, I hope, that there are plans to make this better. It would be really great if we had charging stations for electric cars in our village, or if we could use the electricity we produce.
We're standing here at your former milking stand, next to the stalls. It's very quiet, there are no cows. Why?
The cows left our farm some weeks ago. We sold around 50 that went to another farm. We made this decision as a family. My husband and me, we're 55 years old. But there's another reason. For the second time, we lived through a period with extremely low milk prices, as many others did. To be honest, the price was a disaster. You worked 364 days a year for basically nothing. I can see that structures are changing in the villages. There are villages where only 1 out of 10 milk farmers is left after the past 2 years. I think politics has to take care of that with very concrete funding programs, especially when it comes to grazing animals. The programs we have now are not sufficient to keep cows in the meadow. That's very clear.
12 years of Merkel. Do you think that was good for Germany?
I cannot believe that one single person can be responsible for everything. Also, it seems like she's controlling everything. But I don't think that Germany developed in a positive way. We even see in our small towns here in the countryside that there's more and more division. When I was a child, you didn't see people begging. Especially in this term of office, there are more and more people who have become poor. This is absolutely impossible for a flourishing country like ours.
What is your hope for the federal election?
Most importantly, that there is no rise in extremism. And perhaps that we don't get a big coalition again. Because I think that this, seeking compromise, only leads to the same old things, boredom, monotony.